Hello, 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 hello. I'm just going to wait for a minute for Facebook to tell me I'm live. Yes, I am live. Um, it's so good to be here again. And I am aware that I was hoping that I would be alive a lot more over the last couple of weeks. And just haven't quite made it. And there has been a reason for that. Unfortunately, another side effect of the treatment from for cancer hit me quite hard a few weeks ago, and my energy levels bottomed from very low thyroid levels. So the radiotherapy had affected my thyroid and the chemotherapy. Who knows what it was? So for a while, my energy hasn't been high enough for me to be here and present, and it's not great yet, although it is improving. Um, but I wanted to be here and still share the gift that I have to give. And I was thinking about, well, how do I do that when my energy is low? And the last time I did that when my energy was very low was with a 21-day challenge. The last time it was a 21-day high vibe gratitude challenge. Um, It was just daily prompts for 21 days. I didn't go live, I just shared them in my Facebook group. And there's something that has just flowed through me that I want to share in the same way that I know I can share without it impacting on my energy too much while I focus on my recovery again. So part of it actually comes from loving myself enough to recognize where my priorities are, that serving my purpose is really important to me, but so is my well-being. In fact, my well-being is such an important part of that. But being able to combine the two um, makes things even more beautiful. And part of the inspiration for this challenge came from a realization that even I could expand in this area. And so what I am about to offer you bum, ba-da-dum, bum, bum, is a 21-day expanding love challenge. Now, expanding love in the world is really a core value for me and a part of my divine purpose. In fact, I think it's probably a part of everybody's divine purpose. Um, in fact, if you relate to that, if you see expanding love in the world as part of your purpose, um, put a quick comment in the chat box. Yes, mine. Something along those lines. That would be lovely. Um, and but being a beacon of love has been a lifelong journey, especially the part of knowing that I cannot fully be a part of the flow of love without loving myself fully and unconditionally. Now, back in my early 20s, I was in a place of not loving myself at all. And I moved to a place of recognizing that if I wanted to see that everybody else was worthy of unconditional love, then I had to be a part of that. And starting to choose to see myself as worthy of unconditional love. And then starting to practice showing myself that unconditional love. Part of that practice at the time was thinking about, well, how do I show love to others? And showing that in the same way to me. And I can remember one of the very first things I realized is that whenever I was cooking for others, I would put far more care into the food I was preparing. Whereas if I was cooking just for myself, I didn't. Well, now I put just as much care into the food I prepare for myself as I do for others. I do it lovingly. I create beautiful meals for myself because I am just as worthy as anybody else. Because I understand how important it is that if I'm not worthy, then other people are not going to be worthy either. And it is so important that we can hold that place of unconditional worth of everybody being worthy of love. So, first of all, I want to help people expand that sense of themselves being unconditionally worthy of love and expand how they are able to show unconditional love to everybody else. So, um, yeah, type in the chat box if you if you are somebody who doesn't quite value yourself as much as you would value somebody else in terms of worthiness of love. Um, and if that's a place where you think you could improve, maybe just type, I am worthy of unconditional love. Another reason I want to do this challenge is that even when you can love yourself fully or believe you're loving yourself fully, there may be areas of your life where you're still not fully loving yourself. And I realized that there was an area in my life recently when somebody wanted to give me quite an expensive gift. It was something I really needed, um, that I didn't have the funds for, and somebody offered to pay for it who did have the funds for it. And I felt uncomfortable because there was still a part of me that told myself that I wasn't worthy of receiving in this way. Now, in order to be joyfully wealthy, and I do mean wealthy with WELL, in order to receive wellness, in order to receive abundance, in order to receive our divine purpose so that we can flow it out to others, we need to love ourselves completely. We need to love ourselves enough to be fully open to receive. So this is another reason why I think it's really timely to do this challenge so that we can all open up to receive more fully. Because the other thing about love is that love is the energy and manifestation of co-creating with the universe. When you can love others fully, when you can love yourself fully, when you can love your life, when you can allow love to flow through you uninterrupted, you will become a powerful co-creator of the life that you want to live, a powerful co-creator of joyful wealth. So that is one of the most important and powerful ways that this challenge can support you. But there are really four ways. So in order to attract a life that you love, you need to really be paying attention to all the things in your life that you already love. And that's going to be a part of the challenge. Loving yourself completely. We've talked about that. But another benefit of when you love yourself completely is that you will magnetize the love of others. So if you're hoping to bring more love into your life, if you want to attract a partner, if you want to have more meaningful connections with people, if you want to bring more love into your life, an important part of that is loving yourself more completely. Number three, creating a global ripple effect of unconditional love in the world, raising the vibration of the planet with the love that you have for others. That's another powerful way that the expanding love challenge can have an influence, and probably the most important way. But also, number four, mastering the energy of manifestation through opening yourself to a complete flow of love. So how do you join this challenge? Well, hopefully it will start the 1st of May. And just head on over to my Facebook group, the Joyfully Wealthy Collective. The link is in the first comment. Um, and it will all take place in there, or you can join my email list. Just message, email, or private message me with your email if you want to join my list, and you can do it without having to log into Facebook every day. I'll send you an email every day with the prompt. Um, the last challenge I did, the High Five Gratitude Challenge, was incredibly popular and had a massive impact on the people who took part. So I can promise this is really going to make a difference to your life. But you have to get involved. So come and join me. Looking forward to seeing you. Bye bye.